folks, Blackcross here, and welcome back to another discussion video. Last week, I talked about how Final Fantasy XV, Square Enix released a live stream video of them talking about the latest news on Final Fantasy XV's, on any information and everything like that. And they confirmed that they are going to release the information on March 30th. So, while that's great and everything, and most of us are going to be impatient waiting on that one, there's still one thing I wanted to kind of show. And that's the fact that, last week I talked about how if Square Enix wanted to, they could release the figures of the Final Fantasy XV, being that of Notch, Prompto, Ignis, as well as Gladys. Which, obviously, the latter three aren't done yet. They're still in their prototype stage. But Notch is very much finished. So, in other words, if they wanted to, they could probably release it with the game. And what you're going to be seeing right now is actually images of the following characters from whenever Notch was first put into the prototype stage to his final product. And then afterwards, you're going to be seeing the following images of the other three characters. And as you can see, these characters look freaking amazing. I cannot wait for the other three to get done. Notch is perfectly amazing looking. However, though, I am very well close to being correct about what I'm thinking that Square Enix can technically do. I discovered a website, I'm going ahead and pull it up, yeah. It's called NovaCrystallia.com. Now, this is a website, I don't think it's technically Square Enix's official website, but it's more towards like Final Fantasy news, etc., etc. Sort of like how KH was and everything like that. But, it was talking about the play art figures of the Final Fantasy XV. And it says here on the first paragraph, it says, the Notch Final Fantasy XV Play Arts prototype was introduced in an active time report in Japan. At Gamescom 2015, visitors got the chance to see the Notch final figure up close for the first time ever. Now, awkwardly enough, for it being said for the first time ever, technically it wasn't the first time that people got a look at the figure itself. The first image of Notch in his prototype stage was somehow leaked into the internet for some time now. For, I think, about a year after they had confirmed that they are now in development of Final Fantasy XV, I think that's when it got released. I do believe, if I'm not mistaken. At least that's whenever I first saw it. So the fact that it's just now being shown to the public, obviously they were trying to keep it under wraps and everything to kind of like, you know, elude people that they weren't really making it, but obviously they are. Like they have with all of their other Final Fantasy characters, especially their main ones. Now, the next paragraph that it talks about deeper detail about their actual release dates. So, here we go. We received a lot of questions and comments on this play art design prototype. Today, we can confirm that the release of this figure will be aimed alongside with Final Fantasy XV game release, but could come later as well. Now, obviously, they're more or less out of the blue as we are about the information towards the release date. But the fact that they believe that it could be released alongside with the game itself says that Square Enix may very well be considering doing like a collector's edition for Final Fantasy XV's game. That's what I think anyway. So, in other words, Square Enix may very well do like a collector's edition where if you get the game, you can also get the figure itself, or you can just pre-order the game as well, whatever you prefer. But the fact that they're talking like they're actually wanting to release it alongside with the game, it could very well be that I'm thinking the same way that they could be doing it. At least that's the way it sounds. But the information that they had got it from, the last paragraph states, the information was shared by And I apologize if I mispronounced the frickin' name. Hikaru... Just read this right here, it'll help better. Senior Manager of the Merchandise Business Division at Square Enix during our interview. We will release the full interview at a later date. Now, I think this was released in August 6, 2015. So this is old news, obviously. But, if I had to gander, I say, if I looked into deeper detail, I say it could very well be close to the actual release date of the game. I have no doubt about it. I'm sure Square Enix had planned this out, and they're just waiting for the game to be done in its beta test style, and then that way they can confirm the release date that they are wanting to be released. And I'm still thinking it could very well be during the fall season, being that of August and or September. I do believe that for a fact. Now the question is this, and that would be, that is this information correct? Is it accurate? I'm not really sure. I'm not really familiar with Nova Chrysalia. If anyone is familiar with this website, please kind of let us know if they are accurate with their informations, because this is the only information that I have found that states the release date for any of the figures, for that matter. So in other words, we don't really know right off the bat. There's no actual website that usually carries these. The official Square Enix website doesn't have them up for pre-order, so chances are they're waiting until the game has a release date, and then they'll release information about the figures themselves. So that's what I'm thinking anyway, and I could be wrong. Maybe I'm just overthinking this. Maybe I don't know Square Enix as much as I would like to imagine. The release date will be talked about in March 30th, and after that, I guarantee you, either the day before or the day after that event, we will have more information on the Notch figure itself. And I really hope that it goes with the game, or at least get released at the same time as the game does, because that'd be freaking awesome. I would be happy. So, that's all I can say on this one. I wanted to kind of make this video a little bit quick and kind of show you the figures of the Final Fantasy XV that they had at the Tokyo Game Show, as well as GameCon of 2015 last year. So, like I said, it was a little bit old news for some people, but for those who didn't attend, or those who probably didn't know about it, there you go. I do apologize for the late news, but hopefully I can get a little bit better with releasing some of these news. At first I didn't want to, but now I decided that, I'll go ahead and talk about it, since they are technically video game related. But anyway though, thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll catch you in the next one. This is Black Cross signing off. Take care, guys.